who Collective Shout is. Well, Collective Shout is an Australian grassroots campaign that was founded around 2009-2010 and then formally incorporated as a charity in 2013. It has only two missions. The first mission is to fight against the objectification of women, and the second mission is to fight the sexualization of girls. And this is in media and advertisement. They have said that their inspiration came from the 2009 publication Getting Real, challenging the sexualization of girls. And they called it a, quote, collective shout against the adult film industry of culture. But the co-founder is Melinda Tankard-Race. She is a journalist and an author, and we have all seen her tweets in Twitter where she was attacking Madame Sevvy. She was attacking many other people who were speaking up against Collective Shout, mostly because Collective Shout was going after a certain game, but then saying that the Netflix TV show Cuties was somehow okay, even though it had to deal with real girls. It really did seem like a double standard, and this started to attack many people in Twitter for speaking up against what they were doing. Collective Shout ended up contacting Visa and MasterCard to take down many games from many different places, not just Steam, but they started to amp up the pressure. As a result, Steam ended up removing a lot of games. Most of those games were very adult games that they took down because, according to Collective Shout, they were trying to protect children. That's what they said. They were trying to protect children. But then what we have seen develop is that it got moved to from trying to protect children from adult film industry type of content to suddenly protect children from anything that children shouldn't be seeing. And how does this affect you? If you're an adult, which I'm sure you are, you now have to, particularly in the UK, particularly if you're in the UK, you have to prove you're an adult by providing your ID to third-party websites. Some of those websites you shouldn't even trust. Let's just be honest about that. And some apps, apparently, you can't even trust. Because think about what happened with the T app. T was an application where women were gossiping about men and doxing them. And then all of the IDs of all those women were leaked because the application didn't take security any measures at all. And all those DMs were also leaked. And now you're supposed to trust third-party websites. Most of them were probably scams out there to be able to see videos, pictures, anything that might not be for children. So what am I talking about? First, talking about a police video of somebody, of a police officer who had an interaction with another individual. That got censored. That's not adult film industry related, right? Video games, those are being censored as well, right? There is a lot of pressure from Visa and MasterCard right now to censor a lot of those games. And now we have one specific bill called Kids Online Safety Act. For background, was initially introduced in 2022. It was passed by the Senate in July of 2024 with a 91-3 vote, but it stalled in the House before the session ended. It was then reintroduced again this year in May 14 of 2025 with some minor amendments regarding concerns about the First Amendment. So what does this mean? The bill itself seeks for platforms to design services with kids in mind. So the aim is to prevent online harms, such as self-harm, for example, marketing of certain products like drugs or tobacco, right? Cigarettes, anything that might be addiction-inducing, such as autoplay or rewards, to try and prevent bullying, sexual exploitation, grooming, to try and prevent self-harm, eating disorders, substance abuse. So the list goes on. And in order to do this, what it must be required for platforms to do is very similar to what the UK right now has. It will require users to undergo independent third-party audits, and they need to publish annual public reports with user data, usage, time spent, any type of abuse reports, and any type of mitigation strategies. So now the question really is, what is going to happen after this point? The House has not yet heard it. The House has not introduced any type of legislation on it. It might be one of those situations where we're going to have to call our legislatures to talk about it, and also call Visa and MasterCard to make sure that they're not exerting pressure where they shouldn't be. We all know that there has been a collective effort to call MasterCard and Visa to ask them to back off censorship. And now the big question is, what do you think should happen? Do you think that this censorship should be approved? Do you think that censorship is going to happen anyway? And do you feel comfortable providing your ID out to third-party websites? Or do you think the government needs to have one collective form of identification where once you pass that, like Clear, for example, everybody will automatically be passed? And then the third-party websites don't have access to your ID or your information. Well, let me know in the comments below what you think. More videos to come. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you have not already. And I will talk to you later. Bye, everybody.